Morning you lot. So we're on a mission this morning. Just been to the petrol station, the one I normally go in, and it's out of petrol. It's out of petrol, it's out of fuel altogether. It's completely empty. Every single pump is completely empty. And so am I. So I'm gonna go down to the old Shell garage, and hopefully the Shell, you know, the crappy one, the one with the rude service and you know, all the rubbish all over the place. Hopefully they might bail me out, you know, and they might have petrol. So got to go down there on our way there now to see what happens. If not, see, I'm pretty low on the old gauge down there. See, that'll last probably another day, another trip to work on back, and then after that I'm stuck. So that's the trouble. See, that is the trouble. If I was in my old van, or if I was in like the Land Rover, I'd be alright. I could go for 2, 3 or 4 weeks, like a whole month of going to work and back without having to fill up with any diesel. If you know, that would be, I could do that, no problem. But in this little car, I can do 5 days. Yeah, I can do about 180 miles, and the tank's empty. So another reason, another strike off the list for the little car. You can't go long on the tank. Anyway, we're at the traffic lights again now, on our way down to the Shell garage. Let's go see, hopefully we got some petrol now. Holy shit, you lot, we got some petrol. The Shell garage bailed us out. Yeah, that's all right then. I was a bit dubious. I was like, uh-oh. The trouble is, I can only get about 180 miles, roughly 100. Maybe I might be able to get 190 at 200 miles to a full tank on this little car. You know what I mean? So I was on 100. And what was I on? I can't remember. You would have seen it as 180 something. I think it was nearly there. And it says a quarter of a tank left, but trust me from experience, that quarter of a tank goes down quicker than you can say elephant chipolatas. That is, it goes down quick. I mean, I'd have gone home this evening and that would have been on the empty, that would have been on the light. So yeah, 5 days of going to work and that's it, gone. Very, very small tank on this little car for some reason. So I needed to get some petrol. But now we're on a full tank now, which is good. We're well away, so bailed us out, luckily. I suppose the Shell is, even though the service is rude, the place is a state, but they had petrol. And they've got fuel to give them their due. So they obviously haven't got supply issues themselves. Found these in the car this morning as well. Big wipes, multi-purpose, super tough absorbent wipes. Nice. I got these, don't know, I think these probably got, I don't know where you'd get these from, but have I opened them yet? I don't know if I've opened them. Don't know if I've opened them, does it? Looks like a new packet. Probably got these from my last job that I was on. The last job I was on. They were, when there was a, once upon a time, a while back now, there used to be this disease going around. And it was called the coronavirus, and everyone was going a bit mad at the time, and everyone was going very loopy. And you know, you had to have this hand sanitizer. Everyone had to have it. You even had to wear masks. That's how crazy it was. And you had to have like wet wipes and things. And companies, because they were saying that you can't go near anybody, so you can't share machines, you can't share cars, you can't share anything with anybody. Companies didn't want to stop that, so what they were doing was they were saying, when you share a machine, when one person gets out and you get in, you can clean it with the wet wipes. Now there was a flaw with this, and let me show you what the flaw was. These, I don't believe they might be, oh, they are antibacterial, keep your hands antibacterial, but a lot of them, they weren't even antibacterial wipes. So you might have been cleaning them with the wet wipes and things, but you weren't getting rid of the germs because they weren't antibacterial. But these ones are. So yeah, pretty good wipes these. I do like these ones. But yeah, that was a crazy old time when that disease was about. Everyone was mad. I mean, there'll be some of you lot that didn't live through it, like you weren't alive, like you weren't born yet. But you know, if you were in that time, then you remember that the world was a loopy place. You know, they was expecting you to walk around in shops and things with. I felt really sorry for some people because they were walking around even outside on the streets with masks on and things, and some people went the whole way and even had gloves on. And what they done was, some people had gloves on, right, because you know what the idea of a glove is, it's to protect your hand, your actual skin, from whatever it is that you're touching, right? So you put a glove on so you don't contaminate, like the idea of it when the disease was about, the coronavirus, when that was about, the idea would be that you put a glove on if you was going into a shop. It doesn't make any sense really, because the idea was that you'd put the glove on, you'd go into a shop, you'd pick up your shopping and you'd put it in your basket, you'd pay, come out and put the gloves in the bin. But it doesn't make any sense anyway, because the item that you've picked up and put in your basket, you're then going to take it home and touch it with your bare hands. What's the point of putting a bloody glove on? But anyway, you know, and also what people were doing was, at the time, they were putting a glove on, going in the shop, picking up their stuff and putting it in the basket, then taking out their purse or wallet, taking out their credit cards and touching that with the glove on. You might as well just not have the bloody glove on. And then some people were doing all that in the shop and then getting in their car and then touching the steering wheel and all that and driving in their cars with the glove on. It's pointless, because you're then spreading that coronavirus around your car. Then you take your glove off and then you touch the steering wheel again. You might not have the bloody glove on. But people were doing that all over the place, and people were going completely loopy, and people were just gone in the head. And I don't think a lot of people didn't know what to do. I think people were just panicking, and so that was a very crazy time. Put in the comments if you were alive in that time. It was you know, a very crazy time. I was alive in that time, and you know, I dare say a lot of people were, but yeah, very, very mad that was. Hey, howdy you lot. I'm on my way home now, Friday afternoon. I'm on my way home, and I thought it was hilarious, right? On the radio today, they were talking about people panic buying bloody petrol. What was I saying this morning? About all the petrol station being empty. Sorry if it's a bit wobbly, you're strapped to my wrist, and obviously I'm steering with both hands on the steering wheel, so you're strapped to my wrist, so you're going to be going up and down. But what was I saying this morning about bloody the petrol stations being empty? And I had to go to that Shell garage with the bloody you know, the rubbish one with the rude service and all that kind of, and the mess everywhere. Yeah, man, on the radio, and I've been seeing some pictures of massive queues at petrol stations and people panic buying bloody petrol. What's that all about? I'm glad I filled up this morning. Well, I would have done anyway, because it's Friday and I always fill up on a Friday morning. But yeah, cool. I hope it's alright before next week, because obviously like, I'll run out of petrol by Friday. I mean, I've got what's in that jerry can, what was going to be for the lawnmowers and a few other little projects that I've got for this weekend actually, but I might have to save that and see what happens about all this petrol. I don't know whether it's just petrol. Well, I'm assuming it's petrol and diesel, because people are panicking about both, because the trouble is the shortage of lorry drivers. I think that's the trouble with it all. I don't know why there's a shortage of I don't know what bloody shortage of anything, but there we go. Bloody ridiculous really, if you ask me. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought I'd talk to you a lot about that, because you know, I didn't expect it to be that bad this morning. Who remembers there was an actual shortage, like a proper shortage of fuel years ago, maybe more than 10 years ago. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but there was an actual proper shortage of fuel, not because of the deliveries, because at the moment there's no shortage of actual fuel. The problem at the moment is the petrol stations are having trouble getting the fuel delivered to them, because there's no lorry drivers to actually deliver the fuel from the refineries to the petrol stations, so they're having a bit of trouble. That's the only trouble there. But years ago there was an actual shortage, like the refineries actually run really low or dry in some cases, you know, whatever. So who remembers that? That was years ago. I remember that. So it's within my time. In fact, I was probably even driving back then. I was probably about 17. But there we go, you lot. How interesting is that? Probably you love it all. Oh, you lot, that's the end of the day. Back home again. In this bag is something bloody exciting and just unbelievable. If you want to know what it is, stick around for another video and you'll find out what it is. But for now, I'll see you on the next one. All the best, and let's hope that we can all find some petrol, eh? If not, we'll have to start riding bicycles. Good old bicycle. Ciao for now, you lot.